Hi guys, hope you'll be fine and doing you well. So today's topic is about population and development. No doubt the world population crossed 8 billion and it's a big threat for all of us. If we take the example of Pakistan, Pakistan is also on the fifth number of most population producing country. We are facing a lot of economical recession and somehow the population is good for those countries which population is so less. If you take example of Russia and Canada, they are less populated countries. So they need a lot of manpower. So therefore they are offering a lot of immigrations chances and they are highlighting their culture in order to come in their culture and grow their economy. So in such countries, the population is needed to be there. For any country, the GDP and GNP is so important because it tells us about the per capita income. And economical point of view, we have to increase our per capita income, which is very necessary for making ourselves towards developed country from underdeveloped country. If you understand the formula of per capita income, so total income divided by total population will give you the formula of per capita income. If the per capita income is increasing in your country, that shows about the development. Otherwise, the graph will be go towards downward, which is not a good sign for our country. We must understand the terminology of GDP and GNP. Total values of goods and services produced within the country represents about your GDP. While GNP stands for gross net development, total goods and services produced by the residents of a country, whether they are living overseas or whether they are available in any part of the world. So it shows us about the gross net development. So mostly it comes or associated with overseas Pakistanis and overseas people. So these two terminologies are so much important for the economic development. Pakistan is an agriculture country, and with agriculture we have to develop the industrialization, which is a good sign because we can just divert the population to different parts or different sectors. If we take the example of Europeans in 1700 centuries, they started a development and revolution in the field of industry. Currently, the best example in Asia is Bangladesh. Bangladesh has given a lot of rights to women. Women empowerment is too much there, so they are just bringing the women into the industry and agriculture sector. So that's why a lot of contribution is done by such females, and the Bangladesh is just improving day by day. And manpower is so important for a country's development, but unfortunately due to the unequal distribution of resources, money, income, job, education, health sector, the most of the population is unrewarded. So therefore the development is not taking place in Asia, specifically in our region. So we have to compare ourselves with the westernized society. With the Western world, they are having a great strategy, the plannings, and they're implementing by total rule and regulations and check and balance. Due to that, they are improving. And there's some accountability codes are also available. Because accountability codes are such kind of the codes through which they check about your efficiency, your proficiency. They check about whether you are taking the part in the development or whether you are going towards some cheating or some fraud. As we know, the accountability courts are available in China, and they're taking a strict and strong action against those corrupt politicians and giving them the death penalty, which is a good sign for upcoming generation and upcoming leader also getting a lesson from them, and they are taking a part in the progress of their country. But we see about the third world country and developed country mostly that their political activities are not good, their leaders are not genuine, they are not honest towards the nation. That's why the nation is having a big gap or difference in between leader and masses. So there's a hatred which is taking places day by day. And I don't think so that we will progress until we'll become united. United we stand, divided we fall. This is the formula. If you understand the value of education for a country, then our country can develop and progress very easily. It's a responsibility of government that give the proper education to each and every citizen of country. It must be obligatory for all of us. Otherwise, we will not be able to come out from the world of abyss. We cannot come out from this marsh. We cannot come out from this flood. We have to bring a lot of revolution and budget in the field of education. Unless we upgrade, innovate our education, will not be able to compete the world. We have to bring theoretical, practical, research-oriented based studies, and we have to upgrade our syllabus according to the need of the current worlds. We have to send our teachers to the overseas for getting most new methodologies and innovations to introduce in the field of education. Population is direct connected with the economical development. If the government is giving the proper jobs, employment towards the people, hope the living structure and standard will be established within few years. So we can get the example of the Chinese and Western world, where they have the good living style, living standard is improving day by day there. That's why most of the people are just going to overseas for immigration point of view, for spending their lives comfortably. Education, health, accommodation, and transportation shows the development of a country. If you want to know about that, how much development is taking place in your country, it can be seen by your transportation system. As we see any overseas country where you go, you see about their traffic system. There's no congestion of traffic. There's no traffic jam. There's a proper rule and regulation in the traffic. So we must develop our roads. We must have the good transportation system to the rural, urban, and mountainous areas through which the people can easily travel within the country. So we must give them relaxation on the toll plazas, because most of the time we are watching the toll plazas are earning a lot of revenue, but I don't know where this revenue goes. If you see about there are thousand and thousand toll plazas available in Pakistan, where the all traffic is passing through day and night, 24 hours. It might be a bike up to the 22-wheeler truck. They are getting a lot of tools from it, but unfortunately such kind of the money, I don't know where it goes. They are not utilizing for the welfare of a society. They are not utilizing for the development of the nation and country. Somehow, if you will calculate this, all of the income of toll plazas, you will understand that it goes across billions and billions and billions dollars. Pakistan is a golden sparrow, as the Western world says about it. Due to the corruption, bribes, recommendation, and injustice, such money is not utilizing in the welfare of our society. Population also has a lot of environmental effect. If you see the population is increasing, so that's why the garbage is too much increasing, the pollution is increasing. There are various types of pollution which are so hazardous for our society, for our country, such as air pollution, water pollution, noise pollution, and soil pollution. As we know about that, air pollution is increasing day by day, and when these toxic gases and fuel and fume will go and mix into the open air, and it will pollute the environment, it will pollute the air, and such as depletion of ozone layer. So it will also damage the world. Global warming is a big threat, and all of the world scientists are thinking that it might damage the most of the part of the world, as Chinese are growing the forests in their country. And I think that they have a big project of billion and billion trees there. In Pakistan, once it was done in the previous government of Imran Khan, but is also in need of a lot of forest in our country. We have to make our country green for upcoming generation, because oxygen is life. And if this carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide will increase day by day, so it will make the environment polluted. We have to understand about the population through the demography. Demography is such kind of the chart through which you understand about the population increase and decrease also. It tells us the census and as well as the surveys through which we understand that whether it's increasing or decreasing. This demography tells us about the high population rates and high death rates. It also tells us about high population rates and low death rates, and then low population rates and low death rates. So this is all of the data which we collect from the demographic chart. So we should control the population. It's a cry of the day. Otherwise, it will be so late. The demographic data also help us to understand about the fertility and mortality rates. Fertility often comes by the early marriages due to the lack of family planning, due to the lack of education. So the people are producing a lot of children. So that's why the mortality rate is increasing. While the fertility rates, why it's increasing? Just because of the accidents, sometimes their bad health, less hospitals, less lack of foods, starvation, death, unemployment, and poverty also in this factor, playing a very negative impact. Another population aspect is migration. One is internal and one is external. Internal migration denotes about migration within a country, while the external migration associated with the overseas for a good lifestyle and for getting a good education and job opportunities. Most of the people, they leave their rural areas and go and enter into the urban areas, through which they try to develop their status and change their mobility. For the sustainable development, we must focus on economical, environmental, and social development. These are three major factors. If we will work on these three factors, we can understand very easily about the development. Population is also connected with the natural resources. One is biotic, another is abiotic. Biotic resources come from the living organic materials such as fossil fuels, coal, petroleum. Abiotic are such kind of resources which comes from the non-organic or living material. Abiotic are such kind of resources which comes from the non-living or non-organic materials such as fresh water, air, gold, silver, diamond, copper, precious stones, etc. There are four more resources: potential resources, active resources, reserve resources, and stock resources. These resources are renewable and non-renewable as well. Renewable resources are water, air, while fossil fuels and minerals are non-renewable resources. Then here comes about the different theories: optimistic theory, pessimistic theory, and neutral theory. As optimistic theory always elaborates about the positivity that if the population will increase, obviously we'll be able to dig out most of the resources and the world will discover more discoveries and inventions through which we will utilize these natural resources in a large quantity. While the pessimistic theory there talks about that the world population is increasing and these resources will not be enough for us, and all these resources will be slowly and gradually will be finished or removed from society, so it will create a big recession. Same like petroleum, as petrol is reducing day by day, as we all know that America did this war currently, it was imposing war on us. Forcibly they imposed this war on the world because they want to capture the oil resources, the petroleum, and all of the natural resources. As we all know, the Zionists who are associated with the world's top order, trade, finance, economy, so they are having a plan to reduce the population of this world. As we all know that after the effects of the corona vaccination, it created a lot of big clots of blood in your body, which stops the blood circulation within your body. So most of the heart attacks are taking place in this world as compared to previously. 60-70% more heart attack and death ratio increase in this world, so which is just because of the corona vaccination. So now till 2030 they are trying to reduce their population more than 70%. So that's why they're making the plan of the war. They are just taking all of the resources in their hands and making the world like a battlefield. So I think that that's why the pessimistic are thinking that this population is increasing, so it's decreasing the resources. Last one is the neutralist theory. They think about that 50-50. Like population is also good enough to utilize the resources, and overpopulation is bad for the resources. So they are talking about the balance in between both. Natural resources are the treasure for a country. As we know that in UK there's iron, there's a coal, and European people, they are using from years and years. And if you talk about the Gulf countries, they have a great benefit with the petroleum, and they're changing their economy and boosting it internationally. And now we see about the results in Gulf countries. They are the most richest countries on the planet. And if we talk about our country, we have 4 seasons, and we have great minerals, we have the great stones in our country, so we can earn a lot of things. We have the natural gas resources also. We have the petroleum resources also in Pakistan. So we have to work on these resources because these resources can give us the opportunity to earn a lot of revenue. Then it comes human resource employment for development. There are three types of human resources. One is individual, one is organizational, and the third is national. So different people are associated with these kind of the branches. Most of the people are working individually. They are looking after their families. Most of the people are associated with the organizations such as non-government organization, NGOs, and government sector, semi-government also. And then there's national level that you are associated with the big designations such as bureaucracy and technocracy and politicians and leaders. So I think that collectively they are taking participation, they are doing their participation for the betterment of their country. So I think that these organizations are working for the prosperity of a nation, and there must be the women empowerment, there must be the proper equal rules and regulations, there should be a proper rights for every individual, and there must be a proper support by the government side to increase the new strategies in the field of human resource development. So I think that most of the international organizations are doing this very well, and we can learn from them, such as United Nations Organization and IMF, the World Bank. They are the big organizations. We have to understand the banking system. We have to understand about that how does it work in a country. We should understand about the commerce. We should understand about that import and export, all these kind of things which are very good for our country and nation. So this is a time to check the world's trade. It's the time to learn also their strategies. This is the time to stop the conventional or traditional method of work. To overcome the food crisis, we have to bring a lot of innovation and revolution in the field of agriculture. If you see about the machinery which the mostly Western people, Western world utilize for their agriculture sectors, so they are giving them a lot of benefit. There's a lack of food damage compared to our traditional method or methodology which we are doing from years and years. So we have to educate our farmers, we have to provide them good seeds, we have to tell them the modern way of the farming to get maximum of the food resources. Food waste management, that how to recycle the wasted food. Most of the time that we are not having the good services of the storage, specifically the cold storage is a huge problem in our country. Plus the water crisis also too much, as we know that water is going down and down day by day. The surface of water is going to the beneath. So we need a good irrigation system. Production, distribution, and consumption can be more highlighted by the good transportation system. We have to secure our vegetables, our fruits, our crops by the new method of technology, plus dairy items too. The waste material we can utilize the biogas or bioenergy. We have to recycle the things like a waste food, otherwise it will increase the pollution. There must be awareness in this regard. There must be food banks, like most of the locality which are deprived or unrewarded, so they should transfer the food to such people. So I think in European and most of the world's developed country, they recycle the food, they save the food for those people, and it can be utilized. I want to tell you that a small seed a farmer has, when he sow it into the soil, then he works a lot, wait for many time, then give the water to the field, utilize the different tools and technology, and then he harvests. And after that, he get it and he stock it, then go to the market, and then there's this production, then it takes the consumption, distribution. So obviously in society is a big cycle, and through transportation it goes to different cities and village and other sectors. and then it comes to our home, and then we cook the bread and all these kind of the food and stuff and crops and vegetables which we use so easily. We get it through a long process, but we waste it so much. So never ever even waste a single piece of a food. So utilize it, because it's very tough. It's so tough process. So don't waste the food. Don't waste food. Don't waste water. Don't waste anything. You will be pay for it, and your upcoming generation will suffer a lot. So I think it's more than enough for today's lecture. So take care of yourself till then. Bye bye. See ya. God bless you.